never leave his side. I could turn back. The storm is over.
Few celebrities have experienced such a dramatic fall from grace as R. Kelly. Once celebrated as one of the greatest R&B icons of his generation, he is now serving a 30-year prison sentence for crimes that shocked the world. But what really happens behind bars when the spotlight fades? For nearly 5 years, R. Kelly has faced hardships that have tested him physically, mentally, and emotionally. From health struggles to a shocking assault by a fellow inmate, his life in prison has been anything but ordinary. Today, we're diving deep into the untold story of R. Kelly's life behind bars. What led to his downfall? How has he coped with the harsh conditions of prison life? And why did an inmate risk everything to attack him in his cell? Stay tuned as we unravel the gripping details of what really happened to R. Kelly behind bars. Life behind bars has been anything but easy for R. Kelly. After his arrest in 2019, he was initially held at the Metropolitan Correctional Center in Chicago, a facility notorious for its harsh conditions and high-profile inmates. From the moment he entered, Kelly faced the challenges of being both a public figure and a convicted criminal. Following his conviction, Kelly was transferred to the Metropolitan Detention Center in Brooklyn. This facility, too, was far from ideal. Reports of no heating, limited electricity, and even weeks without hot water made headlines. In one particularly chilling incident, 3 guards were accused of killing an inmate in 2021. These conditions highlighted the stark reality of Kelly's imprisonment. Being a high-profile inmate brought its own set of challenges. The constant media coverage of his case made him a target. Whenever protests by his fans were held outside the prison, the entire facility would go into lockdown. For other inmates, this meant being unable to shower or shop for basic necessities. Many of them blamed Kelly for these disruptions, further isolating him from the prison population. On top of these tensions, Kelly faced mounting health concerns. When COVID-19 spread through prisons, Kelly's legal team filed requests for his release, citing health risks. However, the courts denied his request, labeling him a flight risk and a potential danger to society. This decision forced Kelly to remain in an environment where even basic medical care was a challenge to access. The combination of harsh conditions, growing health issues, and hostility from inmates painted a grim picture of Kelly's life behind bars. And while these struggles were significant, they paled in comparison to the terrifying attack that awaited him in 2020. The most harrowing moment of R. Kelly's prison life came on August 26, 2020. On that day, Kelly was sitting quietly on his bed in his cell at the Metropolitan Correctional Center in Chicago, listening to music through his headphones. Unbeknownst to him, danger was just steps away. Jeremiah Farmer, a 39-year-old inmate and a member of the infamous Latin Kings gang, had a sinister plan. Convicted of multiple crimes, including the brutal murder of 2 men in 1999, Farmer had been sentenced to life in prison. Believing his case had been mishandled and desperate for media attention, he decided that attacking a high-profile inmate like R. Kelly would put the spotlight back on him. Seizing an opportunity when the guards were distracted, Farmer stormed out of a nearby office and headed straight for Kelly's cell. Before Kelly could react, Farmer launched a brutal attack, punching him repeatedly in the head and ribs as Kelly tried to shield himself. The attack was violent and relentless, leaving Kelly defenseless on his bed. Prison guards eventually intervened, using pepper spray to subdue Farmer and end the assault. Although Kelly's injuries weren't life-threatening, the attack left him shaken. He became increasingly fearful, hesitant to leave his cell, and struggled to sleep at night. Kelly's legal team wasted no time using the incident as evidence of negligence by prison staff. They argued in court that the attack could have been prevented with better supervision and requested Kelly's release, citing his physical and mental injuries. However, the request was denied, and Kelly remained in the same facility. As for Jeremiah Farmer, his plan to gain media attention failed. While reports of the attack briefly mentioned his name, it did nothing to help his case. In October 2022, Farmer was sentenced to life imprisonment, ensuring he would spend the rest of his days behind bars. For R. Kelly, this incident served as a harsh reminder of the dangers of prison life. It marked a turning point, one that deepened his fears and further underscored the struggles he faced behind bars. R. Kelly's health has been another significant challenge during his time behind bars. Since his imprisonment, he has faced numerous medical issues, some of which have been life-threatening. These struggles have only added to the immense physical and emotional toll of incarceration. In 2021, Kelly underwent surgery on his Achilles tendon, a procedure that left him vulnerable and in need of extended recovery time. Shortly after, complications arose when he developed blood clots, a serious condition that demanded immediate attention. Kelly reportedly expressed frustration, claiming that the prison system failed to provide adequate medical care, leaving him to suffer unnecessarily. His lawyers repeatedly highlighted these health concerns in their efforts to secure his release. Beginning in 2020, they filed multiple petitions, arguing that Kelly's deteriorating health, combined with the risk of COVID-19, justified at least a temporary release. However, these requests were consistently denied. The court cited Kelly as a flight risk and a danger to the community, leaving him with little hope for reprieve. Despite these denials, Kelly's legal team has continued to fight for him. They've argued that his rights have been violated and that his trial was unfair. They've appealed his 30-year sentence, hoping to secure a reduction or retrial. Yet, the odds remain stacked against him, as the courts have stood firm in their decisions. Kelly's legal troubles didn't end with his original conviction. In October 2021, he faced additional charges in Chicago and was found guilty on multiple counts. The following year, he was sentenced to another 20 years in prison. However, 19 of those years were ordered to run concurrently with his existing sentence, effectively adding just one more year to his time behind bars. While this did little to extend his sentence, it underscored the weight of the legal battle still ahead. For Kelly, the combination of unresolved health issues and mounting legal defeats paints a bleak picture. As he continues to serve his sentence, the once celebrated R&B artist faces a future defined by his struggles to survive in the unforgiving world of the prison system. R. Kelly's imprisonment has drawn intense reactions from the public and media, reflecting the deep divide in opinions about his case. While many see his sentence as a long overdue reckoning for decades of alleged abuse, others remain fiercely loyal, believing that he has been treated unfairly. Throughout his time behind bars, protests in support of R. Kelly have been a recurring event. Groups of devoted fans have gathered outside prison facilities, demanding his release and expressing their unwavering belief in his innocence. However, these protests often cause disruptions inside the prison. Each time demonstrations occurred, the facility would go into lockdown, restricting privileges for all inmates. This only added to the tension surrounding Kelly, as fellow inmates began blaming him for the inconveniences they faced. The media, meanwhile, has kept a constant spotlight on Kelly. Every legal battle, health concern, and prison incident has been reported extensively, ensuring that his story remains a topic of public interest. This relentless coverage has made him one of the most scrutinized inmates in recent history, adding to the challenges of his imprisonment. Public opinion about Kelly is sharply divided. Many view his sentence as a necessary step toward justice for the survivors of his alleged crimes. Others, particularly his most loyal fans, argue that he has been unfairly vilified and that the justice system has failed to treat him with fairness. This polarization has fueled heated debates, with his case becoming a flashpoint in discussions about accountability, celebrity privilege, and systemic biases. As Kelly's time in prison continues, the reactions from the public and media serve as a reminder of the enduring impact of his story. While some await the next chapter with curiosity, others view his imprisonment as the final, fitting consequence of a once celebrated star's fall from grace. Today, R. Kelly remains incarcerated at the Metropolitan Correctional Center in Chicago, where he is serving what may very well be the rest of his life behind bars. Despite the bleak reality of his situation, there have been moments that suggest he is attempting to adapt to life in prison, however challenging that might be. In August 2022, a surprising video surfaced showing Kelly playing basketball with fellow inmates while singing an impromptu a cappella performance. The footage quickly went viral, with fans and critics alike weighing in. For some, it was a sign that Kelly was finding small ways to cope with his circumstances. For others, it seemed to downplay the severity of his crimes, reigniting debates about his legacy. Behind these rare glimpses of normalcy, though, lies a much darker reality. Kelly has reportedly voiced fears for his safety, especially following the brutal attack he endured in 2020. Recorded phone calls reveal his struggles with isolation, his declining health, and his mistrust of the system. Blood clot complications and inadequate medical attention have only worsened his fears, leaving him feeling vulnerable in an environment that offers little comfort. However, Kelly hasn't entirely isolated himself. He has formed friendships with some inmates which, according to reports, provide him with moments of camaraderie in an otherwise grim existence. Still, the fear and uncertainty of what lies ahead loom large. His legal team continues to appeal his convictions and fight for a reduced sentence, but the likelihood of his success grows slimmer with each passing year. As R. Kelly's story unfolds, it remains a haunting reminder of how fame, power, and controversy can collide with devastating consequences. For now, his future remains uncertain, with decades of his sentence left to serve and no guarantee of freedom on the horizon. R. Kelly's story is a stark reminder of how a once celebrated figure can fall from grace in the most dramatic and unforgiving ways. His life behind bars has been marked by harsh conditions, health struggles, and an assault that left both physical and emotional scars. While his fans continue to protest and his legal team fights tirelessly for appeals, the reality is that Kelly faces a long and uncertain road ahead. What do you think about R. Kelly's sentence? Was justice served, or should his punishment have been lighter? How do you feel about the challenges he faces in prison? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. If you found this story compelling, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to True Celebrity Stories. Hit the notification bell so you never miss another deep dive into the lives of the rich and famous. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next video. Take care.